Hey guys, welcome to the Creative Arena. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create an animated hero section with the illusion of a transparent heading text without the use of any line of CSS code or additional plugin. So at the end of this tutorial, this is what we're going to achieve. As you can see here, this is our image here, and our heading text looks like it is transparent on some areas, and on other areas it looks filled. And also when you scroll, you can see that our image is rotating, it's moving as well. And then the transparent illusion is also taking effect in different areas of our heading text, like what you can see here. All right, so without further delay, let's dive in and get started. Okay, in our Elementor editing screen, what we're going to do is we're going to first of all add a container, a flexbox container. Let's select this flexbox here and this structure here. And then let's come over here. For the minimal height, we're going to set the unit to VH and give it a value of 100. And then come over to the justified content, align it to the center. And also align items to the center as well. Then we'll go to the style option. For the background type, we're going to select classic and then give it a background color of black. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we'll come over here and let's drag a container and drop it here. Now within this container, we're going to add a heading widget. So we'll drag and drop this widget here. Now for the text, we're going to call this text clean and elegant headphone. So we'll go to the style option. We're going to change the text color to white. And then for the typography, we're going to come over here, change the font family to Times New Roman. And then for the size, we're going to change the unit to VW and give it a value of 10. And then we'll come over to the width and we're going to give it a width of 700 volt. So we now have something that looks like that. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to the advanced settings, and then for the advanced settings we're going to come over here and let's set the position of our heading to absolute. Okay, so we're going to come down here. For the horizontal orientation, we're going to give it a value of -109, and then for the vertical orientation, we're going to set it to -109 as well. So we now have something that looks like this. Okay, so now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to come over here and let's duplicate this heading. Now for the first header, we're going to call it outlined heading, and then for the second heading, we're going to call that the field heading. All right, so for the outline heading, we're going to go to the style option. Now we're going to come here, change the text color to transparent by dragging it here, and then we're going to come over to the text stroke, and then let's give it a value of 2 pixel, the stroke 2 pixel, and then for the stroke color, we're going to set it to white. Okay, so now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do here is that we're just going to come over and let's add an image. So we're going to drag this image and drop it right here. Okay, for this image, we're going to drag it and drop it between the outline heading and the field image. Okay, so now we'll come over here. We're going to select an image. We're going to select this image here. Okay, and we're going to add it. Now I'm going to show you how we created this image. So to create this image, you're just going to first of all go to the this website called the remove background. It's used to remove background of images. So if it's a product you want to make this feature for, you can come over here, upload the product here, and it will automatically remove the backgrounds for you. As you can see, these are the various products here, and then you can download it here or download it as a HT. And once you've done that, you now come over to your Photoshop, and in your Photoshop you can create a canvas. You can also remove the background from images using Photoshop if you're good with Photoshop. So that shouldn't be a problem for you. But for those that are not good with Photoshop, you can just come over here, create a canvas, a square size canvas, and then this with either a background, and then you can come over here and remove the background color so it becomes transparent. And then you come here, you start adding your products that you already removed the background from, and then you add them in a circular format to look something like that, like this in a circular format. So once you've gotten this, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come over here and then you're going to export it either as a PNG or as a JPEG, depending on how you want. But you have to export it as a PNG to get what we want. So that's pretty much what we did. So we're going to go back here and let's go back to our editing. All right, so this is the image here. Now what we're going to do here, go to the style option for the image, and then for the width, we're going to come over here and change the unit to VW, and then give the image width 70 VW. Okay, and then for the maximum width, we're going to change the unit as well to VW, and then set the value to 70 as well. So the next thing we're going to do here, we'll go to the advanced settings and come over to the position and set the position to absolute. Okay, so you notice now that all the items have moved downwards like this, which is not what we want. So what we're going to do here is we're going to arrange the orientation for our image. Now for the image, the horizontal orientation, we're going to set the value to 258 for the horizontal orientation. And then for the vertical orientation, what we're going to do, we're going to set it to -198. Okay, so we now have something that looks like this. Okay, so you can see now that our image overlaps the next container here, which is not what we want. And we also have an overflow. So we're going to fix all this. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to come over here. So first of all, we're going to come over to this container here. Let's title this container our hero container, so we know which container we are referring to whenever we want to make use of it. So we'll come over here to the layout, and then we'll come here. And for the additional option, we're going to come here, and for the overflow, we're going to set the overflow to hidden. So automatically we're taking away the overflow. Okay, so you can see now, this is what we'll have here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to come over here to our outline. Now for the outline, we're going to go to the advanced settings, and then we're going to come here. For the z-index, we're going to give it a value of 3. And then we're going to come to the image. Under the advanced settings, come over to the z-index. I'm going to give it a z-index of 2. So you can see now that we've automatically created that illusion of transparency in our heading text. The illusion that we now have a transparent heading text. All right, so now that we've done this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to animate this our image here. Okay, so to do so, we're going to come over here. Still on the image, we're going to come down to the motion effect. And then for the motion effect, we're going to toggle the scrolling effect to on, and then we'll come over to the rotate. And we're going to add, for the direction, we're going to leave the direction to the left. And then for the speed, we're going to set the speed to 7.5. And for the viewport, we're going to leave it the way it is as default. And then we'll come over here. You can see that we've achieved this wonderful feature without the use of any line of CSS code, all with native Elementor widgets. So you can come over here and then see the features we already have working on this demo website. Okay, so now that we've achieved this, what we're going to do next is we're going to go make it responsive in our devices. So to do so, we can, before we do that, I made mention of the fact that you can make use of this image here in 2 ways, either the one with background or the one without background, depending on which will work for you. Now let's see how it looks like when we use the one with background. So let's come over here, still on the image. We're not going to do any settings again. We're just going to go over here and then let's upload this same image, the one with the background. And make sure if you're using the one with the background should be the same color as the background of your hero container. Okay, so let's select this. And then now let's come over here and let's see how it looks. So you can see this is what effect we now have here. You see, we still have the same illusion of transparent heading text and then a rotating effect as well. So you can see. So it depends on which works well for you. You can just apply it on your website and it's gonna look great. All right. So now let's come over here and let's try to make our effect responsive on all devices. So to do so, we're just gonna come over here. Let's revert to this our transparent image, and then let's toggle the responsive mode, and let's go to the tablet mode. Now for the tablet mode, you can see now that our structure is not looking great. So what we're gonna do here is, first of all, for the hero container, we're gonna come over here for the minimal height. We're gonna set the minimal height value to 70. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to the text. And let's go to the text and let's go over to the vertical orientation. Now for the horizontal orientation first. For the horizontal orientation, we're going to give it a value of 40. And then for the vertical orientation, we're going to set the vertical orientation to 60. minus 60. Okay, so we're going to apply the same effect to the field heading as well. So we'll go to the advanced settings, but horizontal orientation, we're going to set it to 40. Then vertical orientation minus 60. Okay, and then for the next thing we're going to do, we'll go to the image. Now for the image, we're going to come over to the style option first of all, and then we're going to, for the width, we're going to set the width to 80 VW. And then for the maximum width, we're going to set the value to 75. Okay, so 5 VW. Then we'll go to the advanced settings and then come over to the position. For now, for the horizontal orientation, we're going to set the horizontal orientation to 139. And then for the vertical orientation, we're going to give it a value of minus 100. Okay, so we now have this for us with our scrolling rotating effect with the animation for the tablet, which looks great and beautiful. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to try to make it responsive on mobile device as well. So we can see that on the mobile it doesn't look great. So what we're going to do on the mobile is, first of all, we're going to come over to the hero container, and then for the minimum height we're going to set it to BH40. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to the image, and let's go to the image and go to the style option for the image. Now for the width of the image, we're going to set it to 85 VW, and then for the maximum width, we're going to set the maximum width to 100 VW. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we'll go to the advanced settings. Now for the advanced settings, we're going to come over to the under the position for the horizontal orientation. We're going to set the value to 30. And then for the vertical orientation, we're going to set the value to minus 80. Okay, and then so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to this container here. So rather the hero container, we're going to go over to the hero container, and then we'll go to the advanced settings for the hero container. We're going to unlink the padding to the top. We're going to give it a value 100 to the top. Okay, so now mind you, you can still have two options here for this rotating effect. You can either choose not to apply this effect on mobile. Let's reduce this to, let's say, 80. Okay, you can choose not to have this effect on mobile, or you can still keep the effect. But if in a situation where you do not want to add the rotating effect on mobile, you can simply go here on the image, go to the advanced settings, scroll down here to where you have the motion effect, and then come over here to apply effect on mobile. You're just gonna delete the mobile option, and the effect will not be applied on mobile anymore. All right, so we now have it responsive on our mobile device, and then on our tablet as well. The effect is working on our tablet pretty nicely, and then on our desktop as well, we now have our effect, and then we also have this other animation here. As you can see, our header have a sticky effect, and it's making our rotating effect not to show clearly when we scroll. So we're going to remove that sticky effect from our header, and then we're going to have something that looks like this. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you've learned something new, please remember to give this video a thumbs up so that other people can see it as well. And also, if you're new to our channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified when next I drop a new video. And feel free to drop your comment, suggestion, whatever you want, and I will do well to attend to as much as I can. See you on our next video. Bye-bye.